there is an element of there is resentment there, obviously, and that sense that there are days, like on Monday afternoon, I was kind of just thinking, for goodness sake, I'd have been better off just walking away from this, you know?
Yeah. But you couldn't do that, then?
No, not if I want this other thing to work, and I think that's part of what I need to usefully remind myself of. If you don't do something with this, you're stuck in no man's land, and you would be a million times better off taking a full-time job somewhere else. You're going to struggle to find worse.
I mean, you could take a part-time job somewhere else. I mean, that's not beyond the realms of possibility.
No.
And perhaps that's what you should have done.
Yeah.
But you didn't do that. You've decided to continue in a hybrid role.
Yeah.
And so you have to kind of I think you probably just have to make the best of it.
I think that's true. And I think some of that will happen in time. I think part of what's most difficult is the loss of some of these things, of
status.
Yeah, and also a fear of I've done actually the hard work now. I've got the team working in a good way.
Mm-hmm.
Things are going in a net positive direction, and there is that element of, not least because it happened in my last job, where an idea that I had for a client the month after I left, and for the following year won literally every award it could have done. And I wouldn't even feel comfortable putting it on my CV because I wasn't there when it won anything.
Yeah.
There is that egotistical element of sitting by and watching ultimately someone else, and not the team, because I'd be okay with that.
Yeah.
But watching someone else be at the helm who I know this success is happening largely at the expense of, rather than as a result of, their work. And in a world where I've not had a lot of credit for the work I have done, if next year is our most successful based on the sales and everything we're doing right now, then the ego will struggle to deal with.
But you have to remind the ego that actually, when you were in it, delivering all the line management, dealing with all the crap and the conflict, and you didn't like it.
Yeah,
and so regardless of whether the company's performing well or mediocre or brilliantly or stellar, you didn't want to do it.
Yeah, no, that's right.
Yeah. And you will never want to do it.
Yeah,
it's not.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Okay. So at the moment, then you're working 5 days a week.
Yeah. What
kind of hours are you working?
7 to 4.
7 to 4. Okay. Can you take a break during the day at all?
In January, I was very, very good in all aspects of life. So I was going to the gym for an hour.
Yeah, during the day.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Since I've got back, I've just kind of, if I found time, taken the dog for a walk and grabbed a sandwich or whatever.
Right.
But I mean, there are some of these behaviours that I mentioned that are starting to creep into work a bit as well.
Okay.
Just kind of not knowing where to start with this, feeling overwhelmed by him breathing down my neck on, well, I want to see it this way, and me feeling like, well, I wish I had the answer as to why we shouldn't, but I can't engage with that right now because I've only got an hour, and that's a whole day's activity of sitting down and doing it. And next thing I know, I'm, effectively hitting refresh on my inbox, waiting for the next thing to come to me, rather than.
Okay, so you're in quite a sort of reactive,
yeah.
sort of slightly headless chicken mode, running from one thing to another.
And I think not least because I don't. Well, one, because I thought there was going to be a transition going back from holiday, to be told there wasn't, and I don't think there is the clarity and understanding of the role such that I have the. It's very easy in my previous position to say, well, I'll be judged on the financial success of the business. So every decision I make contributes to that, and if those numbers are good, I'll tell you to fuck off.
Yeah.
But when it comes to this, and if he's, worried about whether it's company strategy or product or the product he wants or the products our clients actually want to buy or whatever, he doesn't want. What I find most challenging and bizarre it is absolutely what we sell to our clients. That we're going to spend a month doing the research, understanding your customers inside out, and then we're going to tell you these solutions.
Yep.
And yet, when it comes to us, the idea of spending a month doing research and really understanding the problems is unfathomable. Let's just take action. Let's just do something.
Okay. Okay. And how often do you meet with Stephen to get kind of guidance about what his... So effectively the transition has happened precipitously.
Yeah.
And are they bringing in someone to replace you?
No.
They're not. So who's going to take over the role that you were?
Well, so our finance manager, who was remote, is coming in-house, which is great. She's wonderful, and she'll be part-time. So that will help with a lot of the finance budgeting stuff.
Which you've been wanting for a long time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then Stephen's going to take over the rest of it.
The line management? He's going to take over the line management?
Gets better advice from myself and our HR manager. But
wow. Okay.
And I think he is slowly realising the size of that task.
Okay.
Not the one-to-one line management, but yesterday was the first time he contemplated that by bringing in this new finance person, by me changing role and him taking over, and we might be bringing on a new chairman to the board to do sales part-time. It didn't even occur to him that may change the group dynamic and this team that we spent 2 years trying to get to function properly together maybe. And yesterday, our first kind of directors meeting that he joined, that was what one of our people brought up, was like, this is a lot. We need to, doesn't matter what the metrics for each of us are, disagree with, but not the point.
Yeah.
You know, we need to figure out how we're going to work as a team. Who is going to coordinate this effort? Who's like, it's fine that we all have our own metrics, but who's going to pull together that whole piece?
Which would have been you.
Which has just happened. And that was something I pulled Stephen aside on afterwards. I said, listen, mate, just so you're aware, I know it's hard to understand from a distance kind of why the line management piece takes as much time as it does. What I would encourage you to be aware of, be mindful of, keep an eye on is, I think what Jim is saying is correct. That is very, very important, that we have, someone has got to do that job of setting the direction, keeping everyone at task, holding them to account. And
it can't be Stephen. It cannot be Stephen.
It shouldn't be, but I said you need to think about that as a big priority, and you need to look at how much time that's going to take versus where you would like to spend your time, where you should spend your time, and then take a view on, that is the reason why I said we need a replacement rather than just the line management.
Wow, it's quite a mess, isn't it?
I mean, chaos is just the easiest way to describe it. Again,
I mean, it will settle down, not necessarily into a
highly functioning
thing, but it will
course.
settle down. So some of this is just about getting your head down.
Yeah, and keeping it. Like, I think that is the other thing of it's because of all this going on.
Yeah.
And again, without wanting to make excuses, the more I talk about it, the more I do understand that when I go home, I just want to watch TV. And
I completely understand. I would put a paper bag over my head and lie in a dark room until the thoughts passed. So the fact that you binge on box sets doesn't surprise me, but I can see that it's a sort of cycle that you're kind of overwhelmed, disappointed, and sort of feeling a bit useless. You're not useless, but feeling useless. And so you kind of disengage with life a bit, and then you don't progress your idea.
I remain overwhelmed.
So you feel more overwhelmed and disappointed and useless. I think that's the cycle.
100%.
Yeah. So I think the bits that we can this is hard to influence because in some ways this is coming from an external source. So the only way that we can break this cycle, I would suggest to you, is if we can make you feel, if we can get you progressing your idea
Yeah.
in spite of this,
Yeah.